live. Okay. Well, everybody, welcome back to Heroes of Nessis. We're on session 12 today, and to recap on session 11 last week, when we picked up last week, it was evening, and the party was just sitting around the fire with Lauswan. And Nia spoke to Lauswan, asking what to do now that she's free again, and he answered that she was free to stay in his service or leave to join the rebellion. Now, with Nia officially welcomed to the party, they began to discuss their backstories, especially as it relates to magic. And Maxim offered to help train Nia, and she was eager to accept. Now, Quadri left for bed, and Nia and Maxim continued to chat about harnessing and controlling magic. And Nia eventually shared that she is from the wilds and was once part of Inga's army, which was part of the Holder War. So soon everyone else went to bed, and sleep was peaceful until they heard Via screaming outside. A dagger in one hand, baby in the other, she was storming toward Damar, and Maxim managed to calm her, and Nia helped Via get back to bed. Quadri assisted Captain Arminius as he delivered a painful death to Namar. So the next morning, the party had a long rest, and you guys leveled up, and a superior breakfast was ready for you guys as you discussed your next steps. So it was proposed that the party will be going to the city again to meet with Professor Jahi at the university. And you guys have some options as far as where you want to stay, as it was brought up that the constant coming and going from the camp might not only be distracting, but dangerous. And so your options for where to stay in the city of Osni were the Rusty Anchor, the Tipsy Duck, and the Golden Feather. And y'all were beginning to discuss your approach toward the city, the university, and the mission overall. And so that's where we're picking up again. So it's still early morning. You guys are around the campfire. You're chatting about your next steps.
Well, if I seem to remember correctly, we had a couple of options about whether we could stay while we are investigating in the city. And I'm just gonna say that he lays out the options because we all can see it, and I guess maybe for the viewers we could, but I don't know. Should I read them out?
Sure, go ahead if you like.
Because I think he rolled a pretty good history check, and that's
yes, he rolled a very good history check.
We figured out. Yes. If looking for the lap of luxury, I might say that the Golden Feather Hotel is generally pretty much considered the cream of the crop. Royalty and nobility stay in this place. It's quite exclusive, and each guest, though, is scrutinized. That might be problematic for our stay, but it would be the nicest, I'd say. Just to put that out there. But we might be under a watchful eye. On the opposite extreme, I remember hearing about the Rusty Anchor Tavern. From everything I heard, it was very rough and tumble. Which the benefit of that is that we would disappear into the crowd, but to the downside, that might end up creating problems if they try to make us disappear. From everything I've heard from reviews of the place, it would be considered very lucky if you were to receive a bed that does not litter and fleas. Yes. For a middle of a road option, there is the Tipsy Duck Inn. It's nothing too exciting. It's pretty homey, but it's decent people. Nobody newty or brash necessarily. And from what I hear, there are some people who have gotten on the good side of the staff by giving donations or tips. So That might be a good way to stay low, perhaps. I generally would recommend the latter two, as I do not think that we should be going somewhere where we would be heavily scrutinized. Not at least without a very, very, very good alibi and story and good behaviors.
Any thoughts from the rest of the party?
I am open to following your advice. I think you may have the most experience here.
I should think that I think it might be good that I mentioned that I visited the Tipsy Duck once, but that was more for a drink at one point with a colleague. Um, I have not stayed at any of these places. I should mention. So I do not have personal experience. This is all secondhand from from what I have heard about these places.
Well, the Tipsy
Country?
Duck seems the most.
Safe, I believe.
Yes, that's safe, yes.
I think that it might also be a good time to talk about our strategy, because that might help to decide which hotel we would stay at. The strategy of how we're going to find and talk with this professor.
Okay. What do you know about this professor?
Uh, the player remember a couple of things, but
Mhm.
um,
If you want to roll a history check, I'll tell you what you know.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm just
Just
get
as
my
a
dice.
refresh.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Mhm.
Uh, Is a 14 plus. Where's the history? There's the history. 23.
Okay, 23. So you remember that Professor Jahi is an esteemed scholar at the University of Osney. You would have spent a lot of time with him. He might have been something of a close mentor, if not grandfather figure to you. Between visits with Jania, you would have been rather close with Professor Jockey. You know, when Elamon started to take over, he was very careful about the moves that he made, trying to,
Jahi
huh?
or was Elamon? Was Jahi or Elamon careful with those moves? Just for context.
Oh, Jahi. Yeah, he was very careful about how he was, about the moves he was making in this new world that Elamon was kind of creating this new environment. And so he kind of had to do some things that he didn't necessarily want to do, especially as a scholar and one of magic at that. So overall, what your character would know about him is that he's a very knowledgeable, if maybe a bit strict sort of guy. And um, overall, he seems to have had a rather neutral um, position in the during the purge.
So I convey that information and
Hmm.
also add on what I remember from context. Um, he is currently teaching magic only to Elamon's followers, as we are currently aware.
Hmm.
Um, and something that we decided last session is that Maxim probably should not be the one to go and speak with him, at least not outside of a disguise, because Jahi would most certainly absolutely recognize him, and he knows he's supposed to be in prison, and considering the fact that he's working with Elmon, that could definitely spout some trouble.
There you go.
I mean, I could give more specific information, like, favorite fruit and whatnot, but that does not seem like it would be the most relevant at the moment.
So then, what's our plan for trying to meet with him? Do we have a way to get close to him?
Well, I think that if I remember correctly, the plan was to observe for a period of time. See if he does anything out of sorts, perhaps. I'm not certain, but I believe that there is still a chance that he may be, in his own way, trying to oppose what has happened, because I know him for a good portion of my life, and maybe it is just hard for me to believe that he is sided with Elamon in the recent, decisions that he has made, but I would like to believe that he would be siding with us, if not for something else. And I think that maybe we observe for a few days, perhaps longer, perhaps less long, and we have one or both of you, or maybe me, maybe that would be best, depending on the circumstances. Contact him, try and get some of these questions and bits of information about, get that information out of him and, take the mission from there. And I'm also just going to say, for the record, since it's been like a week, the suggested reason why we get the hotel is because we don't want to be constantly going back and forth between the city and the hideout that we have here, the base, because that would just kind of increase the chances that somebody takes notice of our activity and that it would expose this place, possibly.
Question: did we leave? Because I don't remember if we were saying we were going to leave immediately or going to do something beforehand, like have a few days. Like from the actual base, like to the city. But we're discussing. Just so I got confused for a second. I don't remember. We're not at the city yet. We're talking about what we're going to do.
Yes.
We're still having breakfast.
Yeah. Did you get the link? Yeah, we're still in the camp, still discussing what you guys are going to do.
Okay. And I don't know if we agreed on this. We said we were going to decide what to do and then give it like a day or two to see off Echo and the Warden and wrap up things here before we took off.
I do not know exactly the timetable that we are working in. I believe we have the time to do that.
Great, because I might make a quick trip just to see what happened to the boat, and you and me still need to pay if you're still feeling like making it up to the girl you left crying. Just saying, as long as you let it hang over your head.
Well, and I will suggest simply as the DM that you can do that once you get into the city.
Yeah, because it's the same city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just assume if you guys are leaving the camp, you are more than likely going to the same city. That's where everything is at.
Yeah, university, Elmon's place, the prison, the docks, the taverns.
Let's maybe also see if anyone, may have seen some very odd-looking figures going in and leaving that boat area. We were not subtle at all, being the ones that left that boat that was then brutally abused and taken over by someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe that probably the best use of our time at the moment would be to just gather as much information as we can. I also would not be opposed to seeing if there are any rumors spreading about how much people know about the rebellion that has been going on here. If anybody has any leads or anybody is suspicious of anything, quelling that might be also a valuable use of our time there. Though I do not know if that is a problem at all or if they already have people
Quelling
in
the
mind.
talks of rebellion?
Quelling suspicion about our current position, I suppose that's what I mean. Yes, in citing thoughts of
When
rebellion,
did that get out?
I
I was like,
do not
is
know.
there someone who got it out?
I suppose I'm a bit out of the loop, so perhaps that is not a problem at all to worry about. But perhaps
No, I
it's
mean
just something that we can.
we know of two people who's not part of us anymore. So I don't know if they blabbed. I wouldn't imagine, but I also wouldn't put it past them just to mention it in passing as just a complaint. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past her to complain about where she just came from and how awful it was.
Yeah, that's would track. We may also want to keep an eye out for her, considering the events of last night.
That's fair.
I do not think that she would be very excited to hear about how that all went.
Question: If
Mm-hmm.
and this is out of game, if she were to come here and found out that Echo's been taken to the prison and immediately run to the prison because Echo's the one she needs to find to get that information from, what are the odds she's immediately thrown back in there because she's recognized as an escapee?
Well, it depends on what you tell Captain Arminius. I mean, if you tell him that Kiko, if she shows up at the prison, or if he sees her, that she should just go right back in, I mean, he'll do that.
I mean,
But
I'd assume we'd let him know that she essentially told us she was not interested in what we were doing. The help, quote unquote, was just a one-time thing. She essentially took control of his old boat and crew while we left. So I'm assuming he would know that she's not with us, and if he has, for whatever reason, a way to get her, that could. I'm assuming that would only work to bolster his name.
mm-hmm.
Capturing escapees.
Yeah, he is already taking Echo back with him. Actually, I should move Echo. There we go. And so if he finds Kiko, then yeah, he'll likely
Assuming
take her back.
when we're not here, Kiko comes in and asks to find Echo and is told that she's back in prison.
Mm-hmm. See, this whole dynamic is why it'd be great if Kimmy was here. But alas.
That would be it'd be so fun to tiptoe around the fact that we brutally murdered her man.
Exactly.
Technically, none of us brutally murdered him. We only helped make it more brutal.
Exactly.
No, I brutally murdered him with the help of my new friend.
I guess, yeah, you did that. Yes, you did that. But is a bunch of ravens really considered you in the legal definition?
I mean, I hesitate to use the royal we, but there was at least 25 of us.
I'm just going to stop while we are ahead. But yeah, I think let's avoid that interaction if we can. But if, I think anybody with the rebellion should know that we should not be letting her know the situation, because that would not end well. And yeah, I hoped that she would be a bit more helpful and cooperative, but she has inevitably become just kind of an agent of her own chaos.
Not.
Yes.
I mean, that's true of a few of us, let's be fair.
I mean, to a certain degree, everybody has their own goals, even if some of them may be shared.
Yeah.
So, is it agreed then that when we get into the city, whether we wait a day or two, we will observe for a period of time from a bit of a distance? I think the
Well, yeah. Now, just a question: do you think he'll have like specific security looking for people that are looking for him, or do you think he'll just be a face in the crowd?
professor?
Yeah,
Is
just
that what
if
you're asking?
I assume you. Yeah, I assume you'd know, like, maybe if he'd have, like, would he have a guard detail? Would he not have one until he'd have a reason to have one?
Well, from what I knew before, and again, Heidi, correct me on this if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
You did not have any guard detail before, as far as I knew, but
Nope.
things perhaps may have changed in the past year.
Mhm.
That may be something to watch out for. That may be a very good thing to learn about and figure out from a distance, I think.
Also, what does he look like?
I give the most
Oh,
perfect description of this character.
Just
And
so
it's gonna
that we
st-
are aware.
and
he
it's gonna
flicks
come
his
in the form
hand
of
and like that minor image.
actually,
Just
no, that actually that is a good point. That is an excellent point. I have silent image, and I'm going to create a holographic image of him on this table. And
it's
it's
black and white at
perfect.
first, like screen rolling, and then it just goes full 3D.
Yeah, it flickers and then it comes into view more fully. And I believe I actually have an image that I can send. I don't know if Heidi, you were working on sending one, but
I think I sent one to you.
yeah, you sent one to me.
Let me see if I can send it again.
I sent it in the visual aid.
Okay, you found it. Cool.
Yeah. It looks like that, roughly.
Oh.
I have not seen him for a few years, so this is what he looked like when I last saw him.
So a vaguely Omar Sharif, Leonardo da Vinci.
Out of curiosity, does he have any like specialties? Like he's a professor of magic, it seems like. Does he have any other specialties in other fields? Or does he have like a particular type of magic that he excels at?
He's kind of a generalist sort of guy. He's especially most interested in like the history of magic and its source and like that kind of thing.
Interesting.
He could pore for hours over books, dusty tomes and things, trying to figure out the origins of something.
He loves Dusty Tomes. I should mention that if, like, at any point we need to flatter him, like, old books would be best.
Now, do they
Perhaps.
need to be specific books or just old books? 'Cause I can make a book look very old.
I mean, in fields that he may be interested in, which, come to think of it, might be hard to get their hands on. But, I think he's interested in a lot of different things. Various histories and stories. First-hand accounts. He loves first-hand accounts as well. Of various events. Anything magical, I think you would be interested in learning more about. Though it is a bit ironic considering his more recent political choices. But that's getting ahead of myself, I suppose.
No, but this is how we figure it out.
So then with the tipsy duck tavern hotel be the best one for this then?
I
I
suppose
think so.
I did
Also,
have
do we
an.
want to try it like how long do we want to like wait him out is something I wanted to ask. Like we want to go for like a 2-3 days, a week, just to so we can find a window to try and talk to him.
Maxim actually kind of sits back in his chair and like has a contemplative look for a moment. Another thought did occur to me of a way to perhaps get closer to him. It would involve a lot of forged papers and someone to play a certain part of a student, perhaps.
Oh, thank God.
Uh,
For a second, I thought you were going to go in a completely different direction.
no, I am not suggesting that one of us acts as a whore.
Oh, well, that would have been way more mild. I thought you told us he's going to be like, there's a secret club we can audition for with some ridiculous rules and auditions and just it
I
was
mean,
another
there's that
job of
too,
someone
but I
else's
don't think
time.
he would be all that interested in all that. There are weird things and weird clubs like that at the school, but not like. I mean, I don't know.
The
Maybe
weirdest
tell him on his spiritualist.
society you'll run into. They wear the most unique and beautiful masks with robes, and there's nothing underneath the robes.
Ugh. That I have not been
No,
made aware of, and I do not wish to be currently.
no, it's a magic thing. Like there's just your face. There's no body underneath you in the robe. You're just a floating head. It's the
Oh,
weirdest
oh,
thing I've
that
ever seen.
you mean literally nothing underneath? I thought you meant
Literally,
you know
I don't know if
like
it's a magic
no
cloak that hides your
clothing.
body. I don't know if it's a mask that just projects an image of you with no body. It's
Hmm.
one of the weirdest memories I have of like a case I had to work with.
That was sounds interesting, and I will have more questions at a later time. But for now, what I was referring to is that probably better it would be one of you and not myself for previously stated reasons. But we could get forged papers. I have in confidence heard that we have a good fence here.
Do you know what they need to look like specifically, like what they needed to say this is a new student that you should not know of specifically, but know where they're from?
um, I do not. I believe the forger would know more about like what paperwork would be required. But I think that we could cook up a pretty good story. Perhaps someone was working undercover, uh, or was just found and was a star pupil or something of the sort. Um, that could
A new up
potentially.
and running,
Ooh,
like a
sorry.
new up and coming star or something?
Maybe not a star. That might be a bit attention grabbing. But a student that perhaps has piqued some obscure official enough to be sent into this program, perhaps.
So who's going to be posing as this student?
I'm not saying that we need to do this, but I think it could be an option. I look at Nia and Quandary. Who's up?
I was like, a student of what is my question. Like, there are things I know, there are things I know I don't.
Mostly the college is being used for training.
Yeah, the magical training.
If it's a student of magic, I'm not too sure how much. Conji, do you know magic?
That's a deep, deep philosophical question. How do you say
Not
you
exactly.
know magic?
Do you know how to use or cast magic? I
Okay, so
don't know why I'm asking. I've seen you do so.
that's the question. See, there's knowing magic, there's casting magic. That's two different things. And he will essentially just prestidigitation and cast light and just chill his drink randomly with chill touch. Like that, I can do stuff. It's just Don't ask me to explain it.
I use silent image and transform the professor into a dragon and have him breathe fire, like onto like your drink, like, and then I cast prestidigitation to warm it up again.
Motherfucker, I will cast Major Image. 3rd level. There is now a
That seems like
slightly bigger ice dragon, but only slightly bigger. And it will just freeze over
I
my
was keeping
drink.
it as like a smaller one dragon, but I'm gonna make it bigger.
And it will just continue to do that, just increase in size and prestidigitation back and forth to heat and cool my drink, because that is the level we're at right now.
So
I'm-
Via will lean towards you and just whisper, "The fate of the world rests in their hands, and yours as well."
No pressure.
It's just
I
got
stop
this
after.
grin.
If Quanji is stubborn, like Maxim will stop after like a couple of blasts. Anyway,
As soon as you stop, the dragon immediately like sprouts his wings, and within the wings is written victory.
And Maxim's dragon also like stands upright, and within his rings it says, "Don't care."
The dragon immediately tries to pick yours up like in a piggyback carrier and just hoist him up like Simba.
They are illusions, Quandary. It like phases through.
Yeah.
They are illusions.
Yeah, but I can make my illusion anything. It's literally a major image. I'm holding a version of your dragon in the air.
And that is also
This is the new king.
Anyway.
I don't think this is solving our problem.
Yes.
It's not. This is just petty and proving my point. I use abilities I was granted. I didn't study for them or figure out how all of them work.
So then, would you be able to go undercover as a student?
I don't know.
Poor one, probably. A poor student, maybe.
So then, it may not be best to send you.
I'm not saying it'd be a bad thing to send me as a poor student. Like, hey, I could learn, or at least make it look like I'm trying to learn while I, am told and rejected. While I'm there, I could still figure it out.
And for the record, I think that this is still up in the air. We do not have to go with this plan. And perhaps we might want to observe for a time before sending in someone as a student like this. But
on the other side of that, what if we stage or imply that he's going to be kidnapped or targeted by someone and we see how he reacts?
I do not know if that would be good about staying low. That might prompt an investigation into who is doing that, and if it leads back to us, that could be problematic.
It's true. We could pay someone to do it.
I think our best bet would be to stake out his actions first, and then come up with a plan after we figure out the best way to infiltrate.
But perhaps we should pick up papers, Nia, if you are open to that suggestion. You can pick up papers and perhaps some materials for forging some information for you to go into a magical school. If you think that you would be open to that.
Yeah, that should be fine.
And again, we will see what comes of our observations. I was thinking that if we were to sell the high class transfer student act, then perhaps we should go to the while it might be risky, go to the high end hotel. But that I think maybe if we decide to do that, we should do that after we have decided to commit.
Proper cover stories for there, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, proper, full cover stories. Until then, I think let's just stay at the tavern. And if anything, if we need to go into hiding and we are desperate, we can always go to the seedier place where no one will ask questions.
It's also a place where things can happen that no one's going to care about afterward. So
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we have options, so for now, let's play it safe and make changes as we need.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
if you need to get weapons, you guys know you can go to Reuben. Papers, you can go to Kirith. Money, funds, you can get from Mayera or from Foldred. I'm just going over these things again.
We might want
Clothing,
to also get some money as well. That might be
yeah, and
good.
supplies. You can get from Via,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So you have your resources here in the camp. And we can roleplay that, or we can just kind of glide over it if you guys want to get going to the city.
I think specifically, like, again, papers for Nia, and maybe we should decide on like a name that we want that to go under. Because would it be Nia or would they be under a different pseudonym?
Mm-hmm.
I think that one I'd leave up to Nia. I'd bring it up.
Well, they don't know who I am. I never had to
Yeah.
escape prison. I think Nia would be fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a last name that you wanted to put that was different in case they do decide to investigate you further?
What is a high class last name that I could
I
potentially
mean,
use for this?
come to think of it, you actually already have a pretty good cover story, don't you? Taken in by a noble, trained in magic, learned to have a magical talent, and perhaps we can. I am thinking that perhaps correspondence-wise, or in some kind of, if need be, I could play the role of some benefactor that has decided to send you to this school. I could. I already had some papers actually made before our last mission, under the name of, I'm checking, Tenos Quam. Perhaps in like a letter of recommendation, we can send. In a letter of recommendation, perhaps that is the person that has sent you to the school.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Letters of recommendation.
So I'm gonna, yeah. I think papers saying that she's allowed to have magic, that she's with the school, and a letter of recommendation. And then I'd also want to get a signet ring made, if at all possible.
Yeah.
A fake signet ring, but like, I mean, like a signet ring, and then I'm going to stamp that letter of recommendation with it. But I'm also going to hold on to that so that I can like stamp more stuff, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you could probably talk to Reuben about that. He could probably whip up something.
Might take a couple days. So I don't know if did we want to stay a couple days? Did we want to go that quick?
Yeah, if you guys want to just like bring up each thing that you want, need, and then we can get on the road, we can do that. So we've got papers. We can certainly get that. We can get a signet ring. Money, clothes. If there are any particulars to what you want, we can roll for them. See how they turn out.
Do anybody have Anything more specific or anything else? Or
I don't think so. Just enough gold for the hotel.
I will just check on the progress of the. I'd go to the blacksmith and just check on the progress of the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Just check in and just my usual little annoyances until he gets really mad, then I'll leave.
Okay. So when you go to check, the weapon is actually sitting on a spare anvil. And it looks all nice and shiny. And Reuben has like this little smirk on his face. He doesn't say anything when you walk in. He just lets it sit there.
He's halfway through about say something about. So how long did it take? And just stops for a quick second and just. That's fast. Way fast.
Yeah.
All right, just double check. I'm not doubting or anything, but just I've had this dream before. You made it in a day and rubbed it in my face, and then it immediately I woke up. So and he goes over and touches it.
Well, you should learn by now that there's no need to doubt me or my abilities. He just cracks his knuckles and leans back, watching you with this weapon.
Sorry, I got called away for a second.
I know something I'm gonna get in this time.
Yes.
Don't know when or if it'll come up, but grapple hooks. Grapple hooks for everybody.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Make sure everybody has rope too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep thinking of things.
Okay. And let's see. I can go ahead and roll and see how that ring will turn out for you.
Yeah, all right. Or yeah, do you want to roll? Should I roll? Or yeah,
I'll roll it
you're rolling
since,
for a character.
I'm
Yeah,
kind
that
of,
makes sense.
I'm playing. Oh shit, that's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay. First one of those I've had in a while.
He accidentally gives you one of Elamon's signet rings.
Oh.
Okay, so
I mean, did they have like a spare? Like, did they kill one of these like magical like in secret kill one of these like huntsmen and like take their ring? Do they even have rings? I don't even know if they have rings.
So most of the aligned magic users can be identified by their white surcoats, kind of like a Knights Templar looking surcoat, tabard thing. But this ring, it just looks so chef's kiss perfect for whatever symbol it is that you want it to have.
Interesting.
So
do I get to decide then?
Yes, you do get to decide. You'd have to have described that design to Reuven.
It's literally the chef's kiss.
Moi. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, cool. And Quadri, you've got your weapon.
Yes. Okay, now this would be a conversation of just... And I would definitely test it to see if it works the way I asked it to.
Mm-hmm.
Testing it out, and then just asking... Yeah, no, there's no way to say this without being ridiculous. This is amazing. Literally amazing. This, you know how long it took me to make mine? I didn't do it. I had to ask people who took weeks, months.
Well, good thing for you, I don't hate you. And you're not the most annoying person here, so, you know.
No, you did something for me that I really love this. I'll put it this way. I would normally take that as a challenge. This time I'm just going to let it slide. But I am interested who's the most annoying person here, because that is...
You know what? That might take me. Well, it was that red-haired chick. She was kind of annoying. Now that I think about it. But anyway, enjoy your toy, and good luck on the mission.
Thanks. Oh, does it have the spare little box thing too? And I just right where the shield on the back or where you hold it is. There's just a small, 5 by 5 inch square little cupboard that you can put something in. That's essentially where his original one is. That's where the ring box is.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a box. Just like the design you gave him. That's what he replicated. Excuse me.
Freaking beautiful. He will thank you, and then he will give it a few test swings, then stop because he realizes he's in here with all his stuff. He doesn't want to accidentally break something, so he will walk his way out.
All right.
And just because I don't remember what it looked like, which one of the ones I sent you do you think it looks the most like?
See, let me look through your reference pictures. Oh goodness, where is it?
Just a little bit up, May 2nd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was the one. I wasn't sure if you decided on the one with the reference picture of the guy with an axe, or if it was just its own art. I think what you sent me was the picture of the guy with the axe, and that's what I just kind of assumed that you went with.
Yeah, I think that would be the one. Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then you'll definitely see Quadri just swing something ridiculous. Not at first, it just looks like a oddly bulky sword and shield. Until he starts... Essentially, he sheaths the sword in the shield like, some people do, how they like to store it on their backs. Except some weird switch pulling happens, and then the sides of the shield extend, and the edges that looked like they were bladed kind of pop out, and it looks like an oversized axe.
Nice.
When combined. And he's just swinging this thing around, which is odd because it looks very bulky and hard to handle, but he looks like he has some experience with it.
Knows what he's doing.
He does.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a design I like for the signet ring.
Okay.
Part of which I had another design come to my mind, but I'm gonna go with this one just because it's a nat 20, and I feel like a nat 20 deserves something like this beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That.
All right, that is gorgeous. That's perfect. All right, so we've got the ring, we've got the weapon. You all can add 20 GP to your inventory. Nia, since you're new, you can add 25.
Yeah, it's because I'm special.
You sure are special, Nia.
Thank you.
And let's see. And when it comes to papers, Kirith is your guy. I can roll for him to see how those turn out. And you can all ask for different kinds of papers if you want. If you want to look like one of these certified magic users, you can. If you want just the student enrollment papers, we could do that too.
Yeah, I would add in another discussion that Maxim and Nia have in case of emergency, we have backstories and cover stories and all that. We should probably have one for Laundry as well.
I have my cover story.
You have your cover story?
Yeah, it's just me. I don't really need one to cover.
Okay. Well, at least we should have some kind of reason as to why we would be in proximity, I guess.
Well,
Even if it's something as simple as like drinking buddies.
Well, can't we
I
say that we
am there to
hired
help
him?
to study. Like,
That
I'm
could
a
work.
wandering mercenary bodyguard. Also, this guy studies magic, and I figured out some magic that I didn't figure out, so that's an excuse right there.
That could work. That could work. And yeah, if depending on the circumstances, we could say that I hired you for a period of time, or that you are doing me a favor, or doing Elmon a favor, whatever bullshit they'll believe.
That's fine. Just let's get the bullshit straight first, so we don't accidentally
No, agreed.
take different stories.
Yeah. All right.
Would it be easier to say that we hired him for protection?
I think that would make sense. And these different topics can be used if anybody grills us on it a bit more than that. So.
All right.
One more thing that I wanted to do, at least at the moment, one more thing before we go, is you said that there was like a particular type of white coat that these, what's the proper term I should also ask of the people that are allowed to have magic, like like hunters or wardens or something like that? I don't know.
They're just called the mages. If somebody needs to specify, they'll call them like Elamon's mages or the prince's mages or the prince's men. There's lots of different terms for them.
All the prince's horses and all the prince's men could not book the country together again.
But as far as what these surcoats look like, it's basically like your typical crusader's white surcoat. Basically, this white garment that boldly shows their status.
Okay.
And it's quite simple. It has a gold ring and a silver ring interlocking as the symbol on the chest.
I'm looking that up just to get a visual for that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I see. I would say that Maxim would also request that he get one of those as well. Just in case. Best to have the disguise already made.
Mm-hmm. So for a custom item like that, you'll be quick. You can be quickly fitted for that, and since it's so simple, via her aunt Hannipal, and then where's Mayera? I've got her somewhere. Yeah, they'll all team together to sew that up quickly.
All right. Seems like it should be a pretty easy one, like a draping over, and yeah. I assume that's what they're wearing, like when they're on like a job specifically, and like they can be seen outside of those. They're not wearing those 24/7.
Not 24/7, but
okay.
Yeah, that is the uniform. It's like seeing a police officer at a restaurant. They don't always wear that, but if they're on duty or they just got off duty, that's what they're wearing.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll get that.
All right. And papers, I'll roll to see how those turn out. They turn out just fine. Yep. You guys all get your papers.
One, would it be in crayon?
It would. But no, it's good. It's all fine. You guys have your papers. They look pretty legit. You have your tabard, ring, weapon, money. Is there anything else you guys want to get?
Speak now or forever hold your peace. We'll mention everybody add grappling hooks. We're getting grappling hooks. You never know.
No, of course not.
Yeah. I would ask in general, just like, is there any way we could possibly get a bit more gold for this mission, or is that as much as we can currently afford?
How much does everybody have right now, actually?
49.
30.
49? 30?
35.
All right.
How did I end up with the most gold? I guess Kwanji, gave him some, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you gold, and I don't think we've yet to spend anything really, like a big purchase or other than just basics.
Other than the brothel.
Yeah. Okay, so let me roll here and see. I'll give you guys an extra 15 gold.
What?
Is that each or?
Each, yes. Sorry.
All right.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else we can get, or any more business we have to attend to?
I don't think so. If there's anyone else you want to speak with, you can.
I think we mentioned to Foldred and the captain about Hiko, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah, they were out front burying Namar in a deep grave.
Maybe don't do that in the front. It's probably fine. Just leave it unmarked.
Yeah. Just throw some boulders over top.
Throw some dirt on it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not trying to force you guys along. I just want to, make sure I'm not making this drag.
Fair.
Nope, all good. We're ready to go, guys?
I see Hiko on the map. Oh no.
She's just there in case she shows up. Hold on, I'll move her off to the side.
No, you're good. You're good.
Here's the thing. As soon as we leave, she shows up, and that's like a mini episode between you guys.
That would be amazing.
I can take up Echo again, and Kimmy will just be there, and you'll narrate the clusterfuck that is that conversation.
It's gonna be like that meme in Umbrella Academy where it's like one person driving one way and the other person driving the other way, and they both lock eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be her trying to get to Echo while Echo's being driven away, and like.
Yeah. Echo's looking through the bars. Wait, what are you doing here? He's like, what are you doing in prison? I guess she already knew that much. So, I think that's it. Did we need to check in with anybody? Does anybody have, any of the characters, have advice or anything? I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line in the, couple days that they're getting set up, Maxim and Nazir reminisce about the school, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, certainly.
Yeah. And a couple of others have been around the school. So.
Yeah.
I'm starting the process of just carving the runes on the new sword.
Nice. Yeah, Kira,
first you start there, and then you find the magic people to essentially make them magic. That's how you get a normal sword that does cool shit to an even better sword that does cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Maxim, Kira, while he was writing up the papers, he definitely would have been reminiscing about the library. That's he misses. But yeah, before you guys leave, Laura, she would have come running up to you with a piece of paper in her hand. You may need this. And she'll just toss it at you.
Oh? What is this? He looks at it.
As best
it's a paper bomb. Detonate.
As best as I can remember, it's the general layout of the castle. And I will have to get back to you guys on that layout of the castle. I have several maps for when you eventually do get to the castle, and I haven't put them together into a layout, but know that you have that. I will get that to you.
If you ever want to mess with them, use all of them. The castle could be a literal living Hogwarts of shape-shifting every day.
Don't give me ideas.
Why not? It's the point of this. This is the trial campaign. Experiment.
Exactly. You know what? Give me all the ideas that will make your job as the players harder.
There should be at least
we've already like
3 TPK level creatures surrounding us at all times the second that we go somewhere that is not developed. As soon as that place that you haven't thought of yet, just slam a griffin with a Megazord on top.
Megazord
tearing us down.
I love griffins, man.
On the other side where we're not supposed to go, there could be a Hydra or a dragon, just in suits, bouncers, just shaking their heads no.
I guess it's not a false Hydra.
Yeah.
No, false Hydra is just, that's only if you need to kill us for the story purposes. If this is a story that none of us were supposed to survive, because it's just a story of how they never knew the tragic ending was a total world wipe.
Kill us? That's erase us from existence.
Well, no, that's the thing. If we're in if we're telling the story of a city or a place that's going to be wiped out by a natural or unnatural cause, it doesn't matter how you kill us, because in the end, we're going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
Which is actually the most fun, because we do the most ridiculous things, but it won't matter because there's no proof at the end. It's a clean slate.
So who's holding on to this map, just so that I can keep track?
I'll hold on to it. If anybody has any objections, let me know, but...
I vote for. I think you're the most responsible one for that.
Agreed.
Yeah, that seems like a Maxim thing to hold on to.
Okay.
He's the planner.
So I'll add on map of Elmont's castle.
Okay, cool beans. But yeah, is there anything else in the camp that you need/want?
50 more gold. No, I'm kidding.
I will go and say my good. I will go and say my goodbye to everybody, handshake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, say goodbyes.
Okay.
Just because there's an honest chance this is not. We may not come back from this. This may be an actual. We have to run. We got caught. We can't leave them back here. We gotta hit the road for a bit.
I'm gonna let Uldred know that if he gets a letter addressed to the Lord of this keep, and it has a certain code phrase, which I don't know what that would be yet. But if I'm just gonna give him a code phrase and say that's things have fucked up, just so you know.
Okay.
Actually,
they'll know because a flock of ravens will come here and spell it out in the sky.
If I can I actually give him multiple code phrases, for various circumstances?
Absolutely.
Yes. That is. Because you could come up things have gone well, but we found out more. We're going to stay. Things have gone well. We're immediately coming back. It turns out this was a decoy or something.
Actually, I'll work with him to make a cipher or something like that.
Yeah.
FMA style, cookbook cipher.
Mm-hmm.
Style.
That's pretty innocent, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll work with him to get that so that we can possibly send him some messages without coming back.
Okay, and if you want to work out an actual code, that's cool. Get that to me whenever.
Actually,
codes or just ciphers?
I'd probably talk to Maxim if I could, just to ask what his in what direction are your spells adjacent to, combat or optimizing the field, just so I know what I should try and specialize in.
I suppose that is fair. I my current I focused mostly in debilitating enemies, not necessarily in the damaging sense, but in the making them fight worse. I have a few support abilities. I recently recalled during our break way to counter other spells, which I am very happy to use, considering that we would most likely be going up against a couple of them at the least at the Mage College. I do have a spell sending in a jam. Can read people's thoughts. I can turn invisible. I have a number of different abilities, I'd say.
Okay. Like I said, I'm very limited. I can do a few big things, and then I'm kind of done for it. I can do a few small ones, but that's mainly it's mainly combat. But a couple of them are utility. But for the big stuff, like I said, I can go invisible and actually turn one more person with myself.
I can turn one invisible myself. Yes. Sorry.
I can make a weapon to fight with me. That weird mind thing that'll help me calm her down yesterday for suggestion. I've got that one spell you told me about to help someone stop a spell that's happening, and I've got one that helps stop magic that's already happened.
Interesting.
So counter and dispel.
I also have the spell that stops magic from happening.
This is a good spell for all of us to have.
We are in a world of like mages. It's a necessity.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hopefully they do not have the spell that makes other people stop casting spells. They probably do, but
they probably do, man. That
yes.
Now, what if somebody casts counterspell to counterspell?
That actually is a thing that can actually like Rube Goldberg, and like you can legitimately have like a bunch of people casting counterspell to like.
It's a Mexican standoff of who did it first and who's last.
Who's last and how many like sets they have. And the thing is, it drains everybody's spell slot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it does waste spell slots, but it's either going to let someone do something with magic or it won't, because depending on who's firing the first shot, that'll all trigger down to if that's going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Because a normal counter spell, that's a roll by itself to see if it'll work if the spell's high.
Yeah.
If someone counterspells that counterspell.
It's ultimately like a decision process of like how many people are going to commit to casting this spell versus like
how important is the spell the person's going to cast? Like, is it a massive attack fireball?
Like risk reward.
Like someone's mind? Are we all about to kill a third level slot for this?
Which legitimately it could just end up everybody loses a third level slot and nothing happened.
Yeah. Like his counter spell worked, triggered, so theirs didn't, so theirs wasn't stopped, so theirs wasn't stopped, so theirs wasn't stopped, so that kicks off, but we still make the saves and nothing happens.
It's probably the most common spell for people to put homebrew on. Like you always have to roll for counterspell, or you can't counterspell, or other stuff like that. But like, I don't know if what you want to do. That's another thing, Sky. I don't know. Fair enough. Fun.
At higher levels, it gets insane because there's the counterspell, but then there's also, and this is just depending on the rule that you have to like see the person.
Yeah,
you can work that out to where if you essentially have someone hold their turn and have them cast just a basic prestidigitation or just like a silent image of them pretending to cast that while someone actually does it somewhere else, they'll immediately try to counter that weak ass spell, which it'll work. And then suddenly it didn't stop the original.
And messing with like spellcasters that way, it's like, Oh, you lost your touch. You didn't stop anything. You didn't stop shit.
It's like,
well then,
you make that weird. One of the best bluffs I've ever seen in both a meme and an in-game is just a silent or minor illusion of just a bard or whoever's magic it, making giant sigils of magic appear in the air like they're gathering energy for something massive to just bluff an enemy into running away or surrendering. Like, this spell that looks like I'm about to like blast you into next week is just a light show. That's all it is.
Oh, I should also mention. Yeah, sorry.
I should go ahead.
I should also mention that I have recalled a spell that I think could end up being very useful for us, and particularly if we end up sneaking around at all. It is a spell that up to a certain amount of people, which would include all of us and possibly a few others, could end up becoming much sneakier for a period of time. I took pass with that trace.
Ooh, nice.
Should I trade in one of mine for like Speak with Dead, just on the off chance that something happens?
I think that's up to you, but
yeah.
That might end up being.
I'm currently stacked for utility, and like I have maybe 2 damaging spells. One of them's not even direct; it's just a reaction.
Did we all end up taking support spells?
Kind of. I Spiritual Weapon and Thunderstep. One of them is like the damage is a side effect of the teleportation. The other one's just an extra melee weapon.
Yeah.
Everything else is just fuckery.
Right,
help us
but
you also past or distraction.
You also have the you're a full fighter as well. Not a full fighter, but you have fighting capabilities. Similar.
Yeah, like I can tangle with most meleeers for an okay amount of time.
Especially
and that's the thing.
Big weapon.
That's the thing. Like Warlock, I got 2 slots, so I can either fuckery, a little bit of attack magic, or then I need a nap, like an hour.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you guys decide that on the road if you're ready to go.
Yes, let us.
Ready to go.
So who's driving?
You did it last time.
I'm up to it, or you can drive. I'm easy.
I mean, yeah, let's get
driving is determining where you ultimately go. Whether
actually,
that be to the
blind man drive.
I don't know how comfortable I feel with that.
With who?
What? Let the blind man drive.
That.
Actually, that is a good point. I would also add that I am wanted. So if like something does happen and somebody for whatever reason does like immediately recognize me at some point, that might not be good. I don't think that's what happened, but
I'm not proficient in vehicles, guys. I will try if you would like me to.
I will. I think I'll drive. If we have any trouble, we can try another situation. But
yeah, we could switch that.
I do agree that letting the blind man drive, it did work, but like when we were doing it before. But like I think that maybe for the time being, maybe not right now.
All right. But someone's playing cards with me in the back.
Oh, I'll do it.
Hell, I'll play some cards with you as well if you let me while I drive. I can multitask.
Eyes on the road, bro.
Exactly.
I cast Mage Hand.
Maybe, Nia, you can win some more money from Quadtree.
Wait, you're casting Counterspell on me? Or did I hear that wrong?
No,
I was jokingly casting Mage Hand to play cards with you guys in the back. Could you?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
Could you control a carriage with Mage Hand?
I mean, you've got 10 pounds of like a hand holding the reins, possibly.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to be enough to make them stop or turn to the side is up to the animals, I think.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah. Any
if you had 2 Mage Hands,
then probably, yeah. Bigby's hand.
Oh god.
You might as well just fly on that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Honestly, like with like a sorcerer, just extend the duration.
Yeah. Should we play some cards while we go? Do we actually like want to do something for cards, or is it just like saying that they're playing cards?
I'm willing to play cards. Just roll a d20 and just see how many rounds we win before we get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you guys want to like do some kind of cards and like gamble, you totally can.
All right, this is one of mine. Tell you what, instead of gold, just because we're probably going to need it in the city, I'll play you for 3 types of wagers. A favor, a small secret, or a big secret.
Ooh.
Seems interesting.
Okay.
I mean, is it determined before or after the game is concluded?
It's before. This is you must make your wager. We'll roll once. You roll 2d20, and essentially, actually no, the version I'm thinking of was wrong. It's 3d8. You're trying to hit 21 without going over. You can choose to stop at 1, or you can choose to stop at 2 if you think you can make it with that 16. But like there's always the chance you're just gonna pop right off.
Bust. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So 3d8.
With each die, you can choose to increase the bet or just continue.
So we do.
Yeah, but you do it. 2d8 first, along with what you want to bet. A favor, a small secret, or a big secret.
So is it the winner gets the rewards from the loser? Is it
the winner gets the pot that's placed in the center, which is essentially a
Whatever
favor.
Wagered.
Whatever is wagered, either a favor, a secret, or a large secret.
Okay. So is it like we start by wagering like a small favor or a small secret, and then if we increase
that's up to the person who's willing to. That's willing to whoever's willing to wager. If you want to increase, that's up to the opponent to either increase or call it then and there.
So you can like start off with a big secret and then go to like a small secret.
If you want to increase it, you only get a chance to increase it once before the die is either taken or passed.
Huh.
So you're only going to get 2 chances to bet something before the game's that particular round is over.
Should we play a friendly game before we commence proper?
If you'd
just
like,
so everybody is clear.
Just grab your 2d8 and whatever you would have wagered this round.
All right.
Favor.
All right. I would have wagered that 1 favor. I have.
I will also wager.
Cards, the 2 die on my thing are my cards. I'm essentially looking at an 8 and a 4.
I got an 8.
I've got a 12.
7. Oh fuck.
I got an 8 and a 4.
That's a danger zone. So here's the thing: you can try it and try to get that 21. We can try it and try to beat you, but there's the chance that I can't bust, but the odds of me getting enough to beat you are like an honest 50-50.
I'm gonna go for it.
All right. And at this point is when we'd wager either raise it one more time or keep what we've got and make the last roll. So we're all rolling 1 more d8?
I'd keep the same wager.
Yep.
Yes, I am rolling my last. I have completed with a total of 15.
I busted.
You busted.
Oh no.
22.
I got to 17.
You have won.
No, that doesn't make sense. I had a 12 and I have a 7, so it's 19.
19. I only got to a 15.
All right, so I would have won that round and I would have collected a favor from both of you.
Okay.
Yes.
I get it.
All right. And then we keep tally, I guess?
Essentially, yeah, just roll the 3 dice if you want to risk it on the end, or you want to keep it low, and it's just 2 bets. You either essentially whoever won the last one's the first one to bet in, and you can either join in with that or you can fold from that particular round. If you don't want to do a big secret, a small secret, or a favor.
Okay.
All right. So starting off with our 2 D8s. Oh, that is balls. Oh.
I'm starting off with a small secret.
All right. I have to. Winner of the last round.
Yeah, so he has to say first.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
But we do roll our dice first, so we know what we start with, whether we're willing to risk it on these numbers. So once you roll your 2 and you know if you're either doing good, you're doing bad, you're doing okay-ish. All right, I'm wagering a big secret.
All right. I'm going to wager a small secret.
All right. Oh, sorry. I forgot to break down. You have to match it, or you use a subsidy of the small ones. So you can match it with a big secret, 2 small secrets, or 3 favors.
I see. So there is a ranking system to these.
I see.
Yeah, no. It's essentially like you want to bet the 20, the 50, or the 100.
We'll match. Then.
Okay. Do you want to match it in a secret, or in a smaller secret, or in 3?
Big secret.
Okay, that's 2. And our last one?
I will match it with 3 favors.
Alrighty then. Let's everybody roll that last one.
Big money, no
and you can show the thing you want, or you can wait till the end. I am showing both of you that I have a 2 and a 3. I'm starting off with a 5. The most I can get is 13. If you've got more than that, you've already beat me.
I have a 6 and a 7. So 13.
You are already... Mother! That is a 1. I am at 6.
I rolled 2 1s and a 6 to a total of 8.
Oh, so I win. Because I rolled a 5.
Yes.
You win.
Yes.
All right, you have 1 big secret from me at your leisure.
Oh.
And 1 big secret from me as well.
And 1 big secret from you. Oh.
Like, is this like... The question is this like just like... You have to tell me a secret, or is it like they get to ask about like a specific thing?
If they have something specific, that'd be up to you two. You essentially have, they essentially have a bank secret. You could have one in mind to tell them if they want to think, or if they have something in mind, you may not even consider it a big secret, just something you never told them. It all depends on what it is. They might have a weird question about your past, how you did something. It's essentially a secret they don't know that they consider big.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know.
They might ask you how your hair is that fabulous.
That is a very big secret.
It is natural.
You just gave away your secret, man.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the bet, so
you don't need to do it now. You've got those banked, so you can use them whenever.
Ooh.
I prefer we not do it in combat, but if you want to know the secret, then I will use that. I will use my turn to talk.
I will keep
I would
that
also
honor my bet.
I would wait until after combat if that seems fair, unless it was something that needed to be divulged right at that moment.
Yep.
No, I will. I think I will hold on to these.
All right, one more round before we. Are we even moving in this carriage? Are we just standing still at the side of the road playing this game?
No,
I'm pretty sure
we're still in the.
We have like gone maybe 6 feet from the actual gates, and then we stopped to play cards.
No, I assume that like I've been like continuing on with the trail at this point because mostly it's been explanations and like a couple dice rolls. So
yeah,
I'll be actual right back, guys. How many times have you veered off the road?
We've actually crashed into a tree. I'm surprised you didn't notice.
Sorry, I was too
I'm
excited
very much
with my
in this
win.
game.
Oh, hey, another person has crashed into this tree. Hey, Giggle. Giggle.
So we just crashed into the redhead. Great. All right, so one more round?
So I believe then, Nia, you are the one to start?
You're the one who starts. Everybody roll 2, and you can decide what we're betting.
I will start with a small secret.
And this is the time where we can fold at this point, right?
You can choose to fold, match, or raise. Simple enough. I will. I'm going to fold. And I show you 2 ones.
Oof.
I will match with 6 total. 5 and a 1.
I had 7 total with a 6 and a 1.
All right. One more
Lots
D8.
of ones is now.
And
All right.
you can also choose to up the bet or keep it as is.
I am having a bit of a flashback to my interaction with Echo a couple sessions ago. Because it also came down to a D8 roll with one person ahead and one person just behind.
Will history repeat
We'll
itself?
find out. I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 4, so we have matched.
Tied.
You tie. No winner.
No winner. That feels admittedly a little disappointing. Do you want to do one more, perhaps?
We could do one more. Yeah.
One more. Don't bust.
Who wants to start? Should I start? Or you're just going to start? I see.
Oh, I mean, if
it's still on her.
Wait,
on her win.
Oh, okay. We're doing one more roll. We're doing one more roll. I see what you mean.
One more roll. Yeah, one more roll to see if you can break this unusual tie. Because even with the D8 max, you couldn't bust into 20.
Yeah. All right. One more roll.
4.
6.
Oh, then you win.
I have 1.
Okay, I'm back.
I have 1. Why am I talking?
All right, and back from her,
you are now
won
in
one
possession
small
of
secret.
my small secret.
All right. All right.
I folded out of that because I got snake eyes.
Smart.
Yep.
All right, one last round before I assume we get there.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Winner of last round, you get to make the bet. Everybody else, roll them D8s. That's not bad.
All right. I will go with a favor.
All right. I will match.
I will also.
I'll actually raise it.
Oh no.
I'm going to raise it to a small secret.
All right.
So you can do a second favor to match me, or you can just override that with just a small favor.
I will do a second favor.
I will also do a second favor.
All right, one more D8, everybody. And just so you know, I have a 5 and a 2. That's a 7.
A 4 and a 1 for 5.
I have a 1 and a 3.
Let's go. Roll them down.
A 7, so 12.
Total of 4. Total of 4. No, total of 4, and then I rolled another 4, so I have 8.
I have a 13. I rolled a 6. I have 2 favors from each of you.
You have 2 favors from each of us.
All right.
I will likely use these favors to ask you not to ask where I have been when I sneak out at night. You'll know the answer. You don't need to ask.
I think I get where you're going with that.
That is fair.
All right. Well, as we look around from this nice little game, what is the scenery of how we fast traveled?
Okay, so the scenery as you guys approach the city. It is getting to be like late afternoon, early evening as you arrive into the city. Some shops are beginning to close. It's the general kind of rush hour, so you guys actually disappear into the crowd and the streets pretty easily. So where are you first headed, actually?
I believe to set up a base of operation.
Lodgings, right?
Lodgings.
Yes.
Perhaps in the evening or tomorrow. I have no clue if you want to join us on this, Nia. But we could visit incognito. Visit the tavern. Or the brothel?
Well, there's the tavern. There's a tavern and there's a brothel. Both of them are great ideas. One of them is to help him make up for the last time he went there. Just wasn't great with the ladies. I'm hoping to fix that. I know he can do it. Other time, a bar is always fun. A good drink, maybe hear some stories, maybe get in a fight. You can always make a new friend.
I think we should, at the very least, secure lodgings at the inn.
That is important because if you start with the bar and brothel first, you might wind up on the street at night because you didn't prepare.
Yes. Yeah, and having a place to retreat back to if things go sour at the brothel probably would be good.
All right, so as you weave among the streets, you get the casual look from passersby, and you even see a couple of the white-cloaked mages just patrolling the streets. Every once in a while, they might stop someone, check their papers, and then allow them to keep on going. But it's not often, as it is the rush hour.
Do any of them give us a weird look, or any of us a weird look?
Let's see. Should I have you guys roll? Everybody go ahead and roll me a deception check, a stealth check, just to see where you're at.
Do we roll deception to, just instead, in place?
Sure.
And I am belonging here. I don't know why you would be looking at me, yeah?
Yeah. You can roll a deception or a stealth.
I will also roll a deception check.
Okay.
They are all some charismatic people. I mean, bard, sorcerer, 13. And warlock. 23. It 23? Seems to be the magic number for me, whenever I get high rolls that are above 20.
13.
13
6 plus
okay.
7.
Okay. Quadri?
Good old 23.
23? What? Okay. So there is one officer who kind of throws a bit of he kind of does a double take when he just casually looks at the wagon and his eyes kind of land on you, Nia, but he just kind of looks away again. It's kind of like one of those things where you make awkward eye contact with a stranger.
Awkward smile.
And then you keep doing it.
Hi.
Yeah. He even gives a little pleasant wave back. Maybe he thinks you're kind of cute. I don't know.
Awkward wave back.
It's she saw me. Do I wave? Shit.
Don't attract too much attention. Either.
Yeah. Right.
Just let her act natural.
But in all, you guys pass without a problem, and eventually you come to the Tipsy Duck, which outside you can see that there's the warm glow of candlelight. People are already laughing inside. There's a jolly musician playing a fiddle in there. People are dancing. There's just an overall cheery air to the place.
Not a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get some rooms. I don't know if you two want to join me for that. I'm going to walk towards the bar, to the barkeep.
Okay. Oh, we're just walking right in. Okay.
I mean, is there any looks that we're getting or anything?
No.
Are there seats available? Is what I'm thinking. Is it a full tavern?
It is. There are quite a few people there. It is a very popular place to stay. But there are seats available.
All right, I go and get us a table.
This place is apparently halfling owned. There are two young halfling ladies. They're both kind of neglecting their work for a moment. They each have a tray, and they're both taking the moment to like just chit chat back and forth. And then there is a barkeep at the bar up here smoking a pipe as he cleans a glass.
I just realized that there was one of the Templars outside. Is he actually there, or is he watching us as we walk in?
Yeah, so he is there, but I rolled and he has not noticed you guys yet. Like I said,
you have not caught his attention.
Busy.
He's just chilling.
Yes.
Right.
Good eye, Michael. How do you award inspiration?
You could just say it. And then we can put that on our sheet. Yeah.
Okay. You get an inspiration.
Thank you.
I should have done that earlier because you did remember Laoswen was the owner of the keep. Like, that was just some tiny piece of information that you remembered. So, you're a good cookie.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a beer.
Have a beer. I would also mention that I'm doing the Maxim voice, and I'm stuck in it now, and I can't. I'm having a hard time stopping doing the voice. But
That's not so bad.
This Maxim token is not working properly.
Oh crap! Yeah,
it was working fine on the other map. But
enemy.
Yeah. It just every time we go to a different map, it's difficult.
Yeah, let me go through the paces for a second. Let's see. Maxim. Let's see. Let's make him a prop. Can you move him?
Not that one. Not currently.
Mount?
Not as a mount. I think an item, perhaps.
What about an attachment?
Attachment. Nothing.
Okay, he's a character again.
I can move Nia now.
Okay.
What
about that one?
Nothing quite yet. I can move the left one now, yes.
Okay, seems like I have to take it through the paces and then turn him into a prop, and then we're good. Okay.
Strange. That is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So once again, there's a barkeep. Yeah, the place is relatively busy, and there are two gossiping halflings. And there is one of the white cloaks outside.
Yeah. Maxim is going to walk up to the barkeep and kind of look around a little bit. And then he's going to kind of collect himself for a moment, and he's going to say, hello. No, wait. That's not in character. He's going to...
Probably.
Hello. I am coming in from out of town, and I'm hoping to get a room or two for me and my friends. He is doing a voice.
Oh, you want a room, eh? How many, you say?
How many you got for the moment?
Well, let's see. With old man Jamie, he left early this morning. Let's see. We've got currently 4 vacancies.
Huh. I'll take 3 of those. How many are they going to be a piece?
It's a gold per day.
Oh,
now, if you'd be having any animals, there are stable fees, of course.
Yeah. We got a carriage out front. What are the stable fees going to end up running us?
That'll be an extra gold per horse per day.
We have 2 horses on our carriage, right?
Yes.
We do. Also, this place is expensive.
Well, it's a mid-level one. It's not like the seedy cheap one.
Yeah, it'd be like
but it's also
over at the other one.
It's a gold a day per room.
That's not
terrible. Let me give me a moment. I'm gonna go discuss with my companions for a moment, and I'm I'll be right back. Is that okay?
Of course. Now, if you'll be staying for an extended period of time, we can give you a deal.
That's good
You'll
to know.
kind of shout back as you go.
What's that deal you had in mind?
Well, if you combine it, if you are very close with your companions and you decide to combine a room, of course, we can make accommodations, bring in an extra cot in. Or if you plan to stay for a week, that'll just simply be 5 gold amongst, what is it, the 3 of you? Did I see walk in?
Yeah. 3 of us, 2 horses.
Aye. Then it'll just be 5 gold for all for a week.
Pretty generous. For 3 rooms?
No, for 1 room.
Now,
if you go for 3 separate rooms, then that'll be, let's see, and he sort of does a quick little, he pulls out this little tiny abacus. He's like, then that'll be 10 gold total amongst all of you for a week.
All right. I'll let them know. Thank you.
Very good.
I would like to state that Maxim is feeling weird doing the voice like that, but doing it nonetheless.
Do we hear this voice?
Do you hear the voice?
Go ahead and roll perception checks.
Oh boy.
19.
Very good.
They probably, with that, yeah.
Mia is giggling to herself.
All right, so at 19, I'd say you definitely hear him. And Quadri, I don't know what you rolled if you were trying to listen.
I was, but my thing is freezing up on me. Sorry.
Oh.
And then it'll just roll random dice. Okay, let me try this one more time. It's just perception, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do this for fun because this is -1 on my thing. So 18 minus 1, 17.
Still good.
All right,
still
so
good.
That's still pretty good. So I'd say you both are able to hear him.
Is Nia still giggling?
Absolutely.
What? What are you laughing at?
I never realized I was in the presence of such an actor.
Well, perhaps we should talk about it in a moment. We got a couple deals. Did we want to do different rooms, or did we want to all get separate rooms, or one room together?
I'm getting a separate room. Just letting that be known.
I think that's
like a gold.
Fair. It says it's going to be 10 gold for all of us for a week, for all of us getting separate rooms, and the horses getting their lodging.
Sure. I'll give you my 4, and you can put in your 3. And he just hands you 4 gold. I'm gonna go talk to someone who looks interesting in this place.
All right.
And I'm heading for that one dude across the other side of the barkeep that's just a cool picture.
It is a cool picture.
I love that. So what's your approach?
First observing, what is this individual doing?
So this individual is sitting at one of these tables. They have their feet up on one of the chairs across from them, just chugging back an ale. They have 2 swords sitting in another one of the chairs. They're basically just occupying an entire table, just chilling and drinking. And they are a very, very tall, very buff figure. They don't look necessarily mean, but they do look very tough. Uh-oh, did we lose you? Siler?
Siler?
Hello?
Siler!
I'm definitely going.
Thanks.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Wait.
So, can you hear us, Siler?
Yeah.
We can't. I can't hear you, Siler. Can you hear us?
I can. Can any of you hear me?
We can hear
Okay,
you.
there you are.
Now, at least.
All right, we are back. Awesome. Okay, so I'll start over on this again.
Mm-hmm.
Approaching this individual and waiting until I can get their attention and offer to buy them another round.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, you're the most interesting thing I've seen all day.
So a very alto female voice will just sort of grunt and say, "Well, that's a first time I've heard that today. What do you want?"
I'm sorry, Heidi. I didn't realize I was stealing this character's voice before they were introduced.
You're fine.
Like, wait, is my brother here? I'm gonna kick his ass again.
Yep.
I want a good list of things. Right now, how about sharing a drink?
So this woman, she'll sort of look you up and down, and she'll shrug and move her feet off of the chair across from her. Sure, go right on ahead.
And I'll take a seat and signal for 2 more of whatever she was drinking.
Yeah, so she was just drinking a regular ale, and 2 more brought over, and that is, let's see, 1 silver each. So 2 silver total.
Alrighty then.
So, most interesting person in this place.
The most
Yeah, it's
interesting
relative.
person I've seen all day.
Huh. What makes you say that?
Well, a lot of hustle and bustle around here, but no one quite like you. That's interesting. And I
No one
could
quite
use
like me.
interesting. Not that I've seen.
Well then. So, is this just what you do? You come around and look for the most interesting person you find? You know, you sound like one of those art students who go around sketching people and then they get their faces kicked in because they ended up at the wrong place at just the wrong time. It's never a good time to do that at some places.
Guys, I wish I had that kind of skill. Being able to draw something just by looking at it. But that ain't me. Nah. I'd give you a fancy bit of a black smudge or a stick figure if I were to try my hand at that. Actually,
Yeah,
and I just went up to my shoulder. He's probably better at drawing than I am. Aren't you, Reek?
You.
Is that running up to me? Sorry.
Huh?
Just double checking. Is that running up to me, or was that somebody else? I'm sorry.
No, Ree is what I'm currently calling the bird. The red.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ree. He's my eyes and, for the most part, my better judgment.
So Bird has better judgment than you. That's not saying much.
Well, he knows how to survive. I like to have fun, and I'm a curious bastard.
Mm. Is that how those scars happened?
Which ones? He just points to the ones on his across his face, or the ones on his arms?
One's on your face.
Oh, no, this one, sore losers. Well, they'll be sore losers.
They will be sore losers. You on some kind of revenge quest?
No, just looking to get something back. A little bit of drama back with that old life. But not if I come across them, hey, I wouldn't mind kicking a few heads in, but I'm not out looking for them all the day and night. I got a life to live. Sure as hell not gonna waste it on revenge. Unless it was a damn good revenge.
Right. So, and she takes another long glug, 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 glug down of her ale. So, what is a guy like you doing running around with a purple tiefling and some brunette chick? Kind of a bit of a motley crew. I've got an eye for those.
Well, that was more just to pick up, honestly, less than a week knowing him. But it's a job. It helps some bills. They're not okay. One of them isn't so bad. The other one, it's so hard to. He's so smart, but it's hard for me to pay attention because I know he's got good ideas, and I know he knows what he knows he's talking about. I'm not there when it happens to like the important stuff. Phase him out. Probably shouldn't, but my job is to make sure it keeps breathing. Anything else is just what it is.
Okay, so a vague job. Interesting.
Oh, thank you. And what about you? Any noteworthy scars?
Oh, plenty. And she points to one over her eye. Little birthday present for my brother, but not that I blame him. Actually, I just learned that I became how would you count this? A step aunt? I really don't know.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I haven't met the kid yet. His name is apparently Thero.
I'll get a kick out of meeting you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably break the poor kid before be able to, hold him or something. I don't know. Kids really aren't my thing.
Don't try to be something you know you're not. I've seen people try to imitate what they see when they don't know jack about it. That's how people that's how people will slice themselves with their own swords. Just take it slow, learn, and figure out what it is you're going to be good at. Some people good with blades, some people like an axe, some do the arrows, some just their knuckles. Other people are not the fighting type and they shouldn't try because that's just a bloody mess. But yeah, no, you got to pick up a kid, just scruff of the knuckles. If that's how you want to pick them up.
Speaking of weapons, what's that you got? And she points to your brand new shiny toy.
This. I just got her replaced. This is the newer model. Haven't given her a name yet. Haven't christened her just yet. Waiting for the right fight, right time, and all.
Well, she looks
what
gorgeous.
She is?
Can I see?
Sure. Actually, just so it doesn't freak you out, because some of the little mechanisms in the back are a little complex. And I just go over, and I'm going to move over to this side and make it look like I'm about to go and play this weird looking piano. But instead, I just sweep all the stuff out top, and I just place the sword and the shield separated, just to get a good look. Then I essentially sheath it, cause the actual shield to flip over, extend the handle, and essentially turn it into a great axe.
So as soon as you do that, this woman, her eyes will just go wide and she will grin. That is one sexy weapon. Where did you get that?
Had it made. Like I said, replacement for the one I lost. Like I told you, some sore losers being sore losers.
Yeah,
I
who
need to
made
get
it?
the old one back. New friend of mine. I annoyed him into doing it. Actually, I said he couldn't, just because I gave him the idea for it of what my old one looked like. He made this one for me, and I told him straight up, it took me
I might
months
have
to
to.
get this from other people, and the fucker did it in just a few days, like a week, maybe 2.
Sounds like somebody I know. So again, who made it? Might have to
Ugh.
commission one myself.
I have to ask him if it's okay to give out the name. He's he's more the private type. It's not that he doesn't do this for a living. It's just that he's kind of does it himself. But I'd be more than happy to let him know that someone else would want a custom order.
Uh-huh. And her eyes narrow a bit when you say that, and she caps her lips. And she'll throw back the rest of her ale, let out a loud belch. His name wouldn't happen to be Reuben, by any chance.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean,
It was about time I went
person
and
like
visited that
that.
big lug.
Well, if you do, let him know this thing still kicks ass.
Will do.
Oh, by the way, so what's with that? And he just points to, because I have no idea if this is counting, that is the wolf medallion on her. If that's actually a part of her thing and not just part of the cool art.
You know what it actually is?
Yeah, I'll straight up say that looks awesome. No idea what it is, but it's a cool aesthetic.
That's part of my family.
Oh,
Not
that's nice.
necessarily something you want to go talking about in front of superstitious people, if you know what I mean, but part of that history nonetheless.
I just
I get the
motion for
feeling.
2 more drinks. That sounds like a story, and I wouldn't mind hearing it if you're willing to tell.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I really don't know a whole lot about you.
That's fair.
As good of a story as that might be, you understand, right? I get the feeling this isn't your first rodeo.
No, hoping it's not my last, but we'll figure that out when the bull gets loose.
So if we
So,
want to pause that for a second,
yes.
yeah, Maxim, Nia, what are you guys doing in the tavern? I mean, at the tavern. Anybody out there?
You guys have already found the professor. You're about to tail him.
And I will say the white cloak from outside, he has now come in and just plopped down over here. Did they both leave? I guess they both did. Well then, we continue the chat then, till they get back. Or... Okay, still listening though. Okay. Alright, so where were we? She just denied your request to hear her story. Are you there, Tyler?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. Let me start that little monologue over. That was unfortunate. All right. Now, this is just my opinion, but the best way I've got to know some people is bit of food, a bit of drink, and a good old game of cards, if you're game.
Yeah, I'm game.
Well, let's see if Lady Luck is still a cold bitch to me. So I don't know if you want to do this just a single dice roll, like highest d20, or do you want to do the other game, or whichever, however you like it.
If you want to, we can do it however you want to do it. Since he's
just
initiating
make it a quick d20.
Okay. All right, d20.
A simple 5-card draw and just see who gets the best hand.
Okay.
But I'll ask, and for these stakes, what would you like to wager? Next round of drinks, a little tidbit, some.
Oh.
How about a little bit of advice, just if you think someone needs it?
You know what? Let's go for a little tidbit.
Sure. I'll wager that myself. Let's see what the old cards have to say.
Yeah.
Roll the old d20.
That's a 14.
10. This round goes to her.
Okay. So, was that weapon made by Reuven? Tell me that much at least.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Thank you very much. Next hand.
Alrighty then. What would you like to wager?
You know what? I'm feeling dangerous. How about another tidbit?
Sure. I'll raise you tidbit and the next round of drinks.
Very well then. And 2.
Natural 1. Still yours.
Oh my god. Holy cow.
She puts down the worst hand in the game, and I just say but I got you beat.
She'll shake her head and laugh. You know what? You've bought the last 2 rounds. I'll buy this one just because I'm feeling bad for you. Okay, another tidbit. Right. Let's see. All right. Who are you all here to see exactly? Look like a group on a mission.
I've actually got a couple people I'm looking to see. Different reasons, different levels of importance. With this tidbit, just hit it from 1 to 3. The person that we're supposed to be here to see, or some other people I'm just going to go check up on.
Person that you're here to see.
One of them fancy or schmancy professors teaching magic. I honestly don't know if they want to find it. I have no idea if it's to ask the question, just to see that he's here, or just kick him in the balls and run and just walk away. Like I said, I try my best when he's talking, but sometimes I just fade it out, and it just hurts. Sometimes I'm just rolling deception because this is complete crap. There's a reason we're here, and I'm just not about to tell this to a random stranger.
Understandable. So somebody got an F on their paper and they want revenge. Noted.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, these guys, they just asked me to come along for the most part. And that was a dirty 20 deception.
Ooh. Very nice.
Like I said, I'm not actually telling her, like, hey, new rebellion here, spies. This is, no, that's...
Yeah, no, you playing it cool.
Let's not dive that deep in there yet. There's a literal guard in the building.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are going to continue the game. And now that we've got, let's see, both Maxim and Nia are back. Okay, cool. I wanted to say Echo. I was like, no, we have a new character. It's Nia. Gosh dang it. So who wants to go next?
I don't know if Nia wanted to go next. To start, I'm just going to go and get the rooms paid for. Well, actually, first of all, it's like, okay, he put in, no, I guess I gotta do a voice on top of a voice now.
Do you want to keep the voice, or do you want to keep the voice of the voice? Also, and this idea came out of nowhere, I would love to play a bard and just be Selena. Because that would be amazing. That is my reason. I am on tour singing, and that is just my adventure, just to see what happens along the way.
Quandary put in 4 gold for the to the 10 gold. Do you want to split the other 3?
3 gold.
Yeah.
Here you go.
So do you give him the 3 gold?
Yep.
I'm going to put in 3 gold. I'll bring it over to the counter and say, we'll get the rooms for the week.
All right, very good. That's a smart lad you are, going for the deal.
It's a pretty good deal. Thank you. We appreciate it a lot.
Oh, no problem. And he'll bite one of the coins and before pocketing them. So, while you'll be staying here for a week, anything that we can do to make you more comfortable?
We'll let you know. We're currently just got a couple of days to kill before some of the things start going on. We may need more time, but we'll deal with that later on. We're playing it by ear at the moment.
Oh,
see if something gets accepted or not.
Oh, accepted.
Yeah.
I see. Well,
Bit of
very well
bureaucracy, but such is life.
My name is Jerry, by the way, if you need me.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too, Mr.
Qualm.
Underhill.
Tennis Qualm.
Qualm.
Tennis Qualm.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much. Feel free to enjoy yourselves. My daughters, they'll fairly take care of you.
Much appreciated.
They're good girls when they're not chattering the day's end. And he just tosses a towel at the girls. And they disperse.
I imagine he was going to slam his mug down or something to make noise. Also, you've said this in a room with a guard. This is now your new name. You have to stick to it.
Yeah, it's the one on the papers as well. That's why I chose it. I can't exactly be using Maxim at the moment, can I?
No, but I was hoping you'd pick a secondary one. I assume we're gonna wait to use our primary ones after we've established.
Fair enough.
But this works too. It's basically a paper trail, and any of the guards start asking questions.
Yeah. This guy can vouch for us. Hopefully.
He will let them know that we did in fact come here.
Yeah. And while I'm here, could I get a couple of ales?
Oh, aye.
Great. Yeah.
1 silver each.
All right. 2 silver. Add in silver, so I can remove 2 silver. So I'm gonna break a gold, and then 2 silver, which would be I get 8 silver. All right, and I'm grabbing a nail for myself, and then for Nia, and then I guess we should find out what Nia's up to at the moment.
Aw, yes, Nia, what are you up to at the moment?
Actually, just real quick, I just want to establish, do we got to take care of the horses, or is somebody else going to take care of the horses in the carriage?
Somebody else is taking care of them.
Okay.
That's what we paid him for too, right?
Yeah.
So other than the person Maxim's speaking to, the person Quandry's speaking to, and the 2 girls. I guess, is there anyone else of note in this tavern?
There is one of the white cloaks in the, he was on the street, now he's walked in, just sat down.
Do I go talk
And you
to
may
him?
notice he is the one that you made awkward eye contact with.
Oh, I'm gonna go talk to him. Oh God, Nia, why? So seeing that he walked in, she's going to make awkward eye contact with him again and give a awkward wave as if he's a friend that she saw again for the first time in a while.
So he'll wave back and he'll give a actually rather warm smile. It's a rugged face, as if one that has seen many years of hard work or hard travel, but it is a warm smile nonetheless. Well, good day to you. Now, I thought I saw you on the street a bit earlier.
Yeah, that was us. We just arrived here in town now. I think we're gonna be trying to stay here for a while. Do you know this place very well?
I do. I tend to patrol this area quite a bit. And he pats the emblem on his chest. I am assigned to this area and have to keep up to date with everything.
Oh, so if I need any help with anything, would should I go to you for advice? I'm just
Why, I'd be flattered.
Oh, thank God. I'm just new here and I don't know many people, so I don't know my way quite around this town yet.
Well, I can certainly help you, of course.
I know I'm supposed to be going to the school soon. Um, can you tell me anything about that?
Well, of course, that's where I was trained. The university is one of the oldest and most advanced places you will ever find in all of Nessis, and, well, there's a wonderful staff. Professor Jahi, Professor Thero, he's a bit eccentric. He certainly loves women, wine, and just being a bachelor. That is about the extent of his personality, but he is a fine healer. But Professor Jahi, he can be strict, but he certainly knows his history and his magical theory, certainly.
Is there any way to get on, I guess, the good side? I don't want to make a bad first impression.
Oh, if you come in with a bit of a preliminary knowledge, well, that will certainly impress him. Get him on your good side. Let's see. If you happen to bring him some dusty old tome or some obscure bit of knowledge, should you manage to get your hands on it, then that's not a bad thing either, I suppose.
And you wouldn't happen to know where I could get a dusty old tome by any chance?
Oh, well, the library is a good place to start. Now, as well read as Professor Jahi is, he has not read everything. I suppose if you looked into, let's see, I see him mostly at the north wall. If you got something from the southern section, something that focused a bit more on the gods, I suppose, that would perhaps interest him. That is his more favorite subject, I suppose.
Oh, okay. And what about the other professor? Professor Thero, you said?
Professor Taro, yes.
Taro.
Yeah, he's you're more likely to find him at the brothel, honestly, than at the school. They only keep him there because, well, he enjoys what he does, and he does it well when he is there.
Oh, then I think one of our travel companions might be better suited to get to know him a bit more than myself. I've never been to a brothel before, but I heard they're fun.
Well, it's certainly not a place for a sweet thing like you.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Say, might I buy you a drink?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't know where my travel companions went off to, so yeah. She's gonna look around the bar kind of awkwardly.
Be around the time that Maxim would be coming over with the ale?
Probably.
Perfect. That's beautiful.
She's talking to a guard.
Yeah, he like gives like a when he turns around and like makes his way over, it's like, oh, she's talking. Oh, okay. Play cool. So he comes over. It's like, I see you're already getting acquainted with some of the members around here. Mind if I join in, or is this some private conversation?
Not at all. And the man will sort of scoot one of the chairs out a bit for you.
Yeah. So I'll take a next to Nia. I assume that's the one that was presented. I don't know. Put one of the ales down in front of her. Yeah. Been a while since I've been back in the city. Want me to buy you one? I'll take care of it if you want.
No, thank you. I can take care of myself.
All right. The offer stands.
Thank you. Now,
He was just telling me some really interesting things about some of the professors at the university.
Yeah. There's quite some lively characters in there.
You went to the university?
For a time. Yeah, as all of us did.
What did you study?
And I think at this point, I guess for context, do even the off-duty mages wear signet rings, or is that just some of them have signet rings?
Yeah, just some of them do, especially if they come from a noble house.
So it doesn't mean I'm a mage, it means I'm a noble, basically.
Yeah, it means more you're a noble than a mage.
I mean, I know I'm not in uniform either, but do I have to show you my papers?
Well, if you're willing, I'll look at them.
Yeah. I studied under Jahi. That should clear it up, I assume.
And he'll have his hand out waiting for those papers.
All right. He will reach into his bag and pull out the papers that were forged, and hopefully that came out all right.
Nia tenses ever so slightly at this, and internally face palms, because why would he offer that?
Maximus offering. Right. It was supposed to be reverse psychology.
And so
there's a reason he was in prison.
Let me roll here. See how you guys do. Oh no.
DPK.
Which I'm also gonna, as I'm handing it over, I'm going to present the ring as well, which got the nat 20. Oh.
Okay. So, okay, yeah.
Gonna be a kill dude.
Oh no.
Did he roll a nat 20?
Yes,
I'm going
on those
I
on
am
the
going
papers.
to I'm going
Hold
to
on.
use cutting words to
You
he's
didn't
gonna
even
need
do
to.
anything yet.
Well, I'm doing this now before like this is like the reaction to like his reaction to this. It's like they might be a bit outdated. One of the things I'm coming in here to do is make sure they're all up to code. It's been a while.
Yes, as I was going to say, they just started printing these in red. You have yours in blue.
So I'm gonna use where's cutting words. I can use one of my bardic inspirations, and I'm gonna roll a d8 and subtract it from his total. Hopefully that'll help.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know.
So whatever the DC was for like him to pass this fake out, that 20 with whatever he would have plussed it is going to get minus that die roll, and hopefully it's enough to bring it under, so
Subtract
it passes.
it.
Okay.
If not,
Like,
if it's not, oh well.
Because I have spun the story like, yeah, I've been out hunting around, and if this is something that just happened, like I'm getting them up to date and all that.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. What's the plus to that guy's like insight? Is the problem like
not
this?
I am also going to cast a spell. I am going to cast Silvery Barbs. Which
that's straight up attacking him. You're straight up attacking him.
No, that's not an attack. It just means that I
she
distract
can
someone.
you do it subtle spell?
It's
can
verbal,
you do subtle
so
spell?
it's a verbal component.
All right.
I did not take the subtle spell thing.
So in this, yeah, no.
Fair enough.
It's not
like,
an attack.
Art of magic would recognize.
It just makes them have to re-roll a d20, and then I can choose someone else, and they get advantage on their next d20 roll within a minute.
I did get a 7 for the cutting words, which is one shy of the max.
Okay.
So that got brought down by 7.
Okay, that's perfect. That's beautiful.
Good story.
So then you're doing fine. This guy looks at you and at your papers, and he shrugs and he's like, "Oh, well, then you'll want to be getting these reissued soon." They happen starting to print them in red instead of blue.
It's good to know. Thank you. I mean,
Of
course. But thank you for the update.
Yeah, so in the meantime, we shouldn't be flashing those around until we get them fixed.
I'm gonna like bump my knee into hers on the table. It's like, don't sass me.
Nia will reach over and like pinch his side.
So how have things been in the city?
Oh, they have been interesting, to say the least. They're keeping it rather under wraps, but there was a break out of the prison. Let's see, getting on a week ago.
Interesting.
Yes.
They say who?
Oh, some dangerous rebels.
Well, that really narrows it down.
Well, they gave a rather vague description. The, let's see, what was it? Tiefling, let's see, a Genasi, some fellow.
Nia reaches over
red-haired
and pinches
woman.
Maxim again.
But
shame.
With such a vast group of characters in such a large city, they could be anywhere at this point.
Yeah. We'll find them.
Yeah, we'll keep a lookout for them.
And surely for prisoners, they can be no match to the institution that Prince Elamon has established.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Why would you want to worry the citizenry? Well, peace can be maintained.
Absolutely. It is for the best. I'll admit, at first I wasn't so sure about the purge, but once I heard how, once I heard him speak, Alamon, he had this way, and it spoke to me as my brother was lost to the Huldra War, and, well, that was a corrupt, most ungodly use of magic, and I had to agree to an extent, but I wanted to offer up my talents to such a cause.
Maxim looks kind of sullen for a moment.
And looks away.
Maxim looks kind of sullen. Difficult choices are hard to make.
Aye.
But I guess we all just have to figure out and do what we think is right. Maintaining order, peace.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a hard price for some to be able to pay, but we all want what's best for the world, I guess.
Yes. But it is not a bad day. It is a good day. And we have a good system. And so, I hear that you are going to visit the professors, and, well, it is good. Do you intend to join the ranks of us, Miss? And he kind of raises a brow.
Nia. You can just call me Nia.
Lovely name.
Thank you. I am glad we had this talk. You seem like a very wonderful individual, but I think it's getting late. I should probably be turning in for the night.
We've been traveling all day.
I understand. Well, then, if you plan to stay here, then I will probably see you tomorrow.
Oh, you're staying here as well?
No, I tend to come in here after my shift on the streets are done.
That makes sense.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll see you around then.
Yes, then I bid you good night, Nia, sir.
And, excuse me, so rude of us. Can we get your name?
Oh, my name is Quill.
Quill. Nice to meet you, Quill.
Good to meet you. And so I will see you tomorrow evening. With that, he will leave money on the table for his drink and walk out the door. And now you can breathe.
That could have gone worse.
Not by much.
Oh, it could have gotten plenty worse.
Well,
TPK,
now you've established,
I would consider worse.
Depends on who's involved. If you guys got into a fight right now, I had to roll to see if I'd even notice.
Would not be surprised if you didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Look, my job was to keep you alive from things that are trying to kill you. That's just you attempting. That's almost suicide, really. You went up and talked to the guard.
I got valuable information out of him. I did not attempt to flaunt our forged paperwork.
Listen. I have established credibility with us. We now have somebody who can speak for us, and we also learned that the papers are indeed out of date, but we can get those fixed now. I am actually going to later that night, not right now, I'm going to send a message to get the name right, make sure I'm getting to the right person. Basically, requesting, mentioning to Kareth that the papers are now in red. And did he show me his papers at all?
Nope.
No? Okay.
We did not ask, and why would we?
I mean, that's also fair. The papers are now in red, and request he mail out a new copy to the tavern.
Okay.
Under a different pseudonym?
We'll get them
yeah.
there for you. Worry not.
Yeah.
If we run into that one guard and you change names.
Oh, no. The envelope to be under a different pseudonym, but the papers to be under the same name.
Okay, I was going to say, like, are you seriously swapping identities?
No. Yeah, sorry, I should have clarified that. The I want the envelope to not be addressed to either of Maxim's current identities, to a third identity, and then the papers to be to the same tennis clone.
Perfect. So it's kind of approaching that time. This would be a good place to stop, unless you guys wanted to roll for just a bit longer.
Good.
I think I'm good to stop there. You guys?
Thinking checking in on Quandary would be nice, but we could save that for next time.
I am immediately downing my ale as soon as the guard leaves.
Okay.
Yep, that's fair.
This is getting fun. I think I may invite my new friend to join us at the brothel if she's interested.
Ooh.
Seems like a fun character.
Oh, I love this kid. Actually, it was kind of like off the top of my head. I was like, wait, I could add this character. Why didn't...
Yeah. And any character, you can have a little tavern full of NPCs, anyone you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was basically reaching into the sort of pool of characters that I have with this story concept already, and I was like, wait, it would make sense for that one to be here and this one to be here. It's like, okay, this feels lived in a bit.
She's the captain's sister, I would assume, since she just had a baby by, I believe, the same name as the one back at camp. As a stepniece.
You are very observant.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Maxim does not know that, and I don't know if Laundry realized that either. I'm not sure.
He's putting it together slowly, but he's not jumping to conclusions until he figures out what's what. Because she knows by name and by work who the forger was, who the blacksmith was, which is already a bit of a red flag until he figures out who she is. He hasn't actually asked for her name yet.
Yeah. And even then, we don't know what her affiliation is. So, yeah, still best to be on guard.
I mean, there's a good chance we may end up fighting, and not just because we wanted to spar.
Yeah, that's also fair. I'm actually going to hop off here, guys.
Okay.
But yeah,
this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
I love it whenever we go into town. This is going to be a fun section. So
this will be fun, yeah.
Thank you guys for being such awesome players. Love y'all, and you have a wonderful night and a good day tomorrow.
Yeah, good night.
Thank you.
See you around.
Good night.
See you guys.
Bye. Good night.